This time on Street Rat Garage, it's getting back to unfinished projects. Now, some of you may or may not recognize this truck, as it was on the channel, I don't know, a couple years ago, 2 years ago, something like that. I bought this truck for $600 out of a salvage yard, basically. A guy that scraps cars at a yard, and he gets some of these in and he puts them up for sale on Facebook Marketplace for super cheap. I bought this one. So last time we got it running, we took it about a quarter mile down the street and back. It wasn't running very well, but we did get it up and going again. Since then, I pretty much parked it and forgot about it. It's not exactly what you would call a great looking truck or a good running truck or a clean truck. It's actually more like a parts truck, but it's a square body truck. And well, the prices on square body trucks they're just getting expensive. I want another square body, and I have been looking on Marketplace, and they're just out of sight on how much people are wanting nowadays for a square body truck. Like I said, I gave $600 for this a couple years ago. This same truck is about $2,000 now. I don't know if I could get $2,000 out of this one. I probably could get $1,500 out of this, but why would I want to pay $1,500 for this? This is a $500 or $600 truck, which, I gave $600 for. It is not special at all. It just has the 305, right? Yep, 5.0 liter. It's got the 305 engine. It's got a quadra-junk on it. It has headers for some reason. That's the only modification I can see. The distributor, or at least the distributor cap, has been changed out at some point. Wires, somebody probably tuned it up. It looks like it has shocks on it. Who knows how old those new shocks are. I believe the brakes work on this. I can't remember. It's been a while since we started it up. This door doesn't open from the outside. It's wrecked in the front end. So the bumper's messed up. The fender's messed up. The hood's messed up. The core support is tweaked a little bit right here. This fender, well, it's got rust on it. It's got rust on it here. I was gonna say this fender's good, but no, not even that. The bed is garbage. The windows broke out on this side. The bed is completely rusted in every aspect, and it's even worse on this side. The bed is super rusty, mainly because they did this. This is the old spray foam insulation thing with the Bondo over it. This is what happens when you use the spray foam insulation. It just makes it worse. So I've done it before, but this is what you got to expect. You do that, it's just going to look good for maybe a year or two, and then it's going bad. This bumper is actually not bad. It's got some big exhaust tips on it for whatever reason. It's absolutely filthy. Okay, I just opened up this door, and yeah, there's ants everywhere. Oh, this truck is disgusting. Ugh. Yeah. We're gonna try to pull this cover off and let these guys, find a new home. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, they're still everywhere. Look at all the eggs. That was a nest. That's ridiculous. Eggs all over the place. Down there's ants all in the sill plates too. Yipes. Look how filthy it is on the inside. This thing is absolutely disgusting. Look, there's so many ants. We're just gonna let them rehome themselves for a while. Okay, I want to open this door. I don't want to crawl in from that side because we're going to be covered with ants. So this window is open. Maybe, there we go. I can reach in there like that, and hopefully there's not ants or bugs or wasps or creatures of any sort running around this side. Looks like we're clear here. All right. where were we? Rocker panels are rusted out. There's a giant hole in the floor pan. For a Midwest truck, actually, it's not that bad. I don't know what that is in there. And I want to look behind the seat, but I really don't. Well, we're good there. So, oh, it's just all those ants on that side. I can see them from here crawling up and down that door. The dashboard's destroyed. It's got an ugly wood grain, fake wood grain steering wheel on it, and an outdated Sony CD player, and plenty of trash. But this should still run. Let's go ahead and put the old Rural King battery in it. The cheapest place so far that I've found to buy batteries that are they're just fine. No sense in spending a lot of money on a battery that's going to toss in and out of different trucks, I guess. Let's add some gasoline to that, prime it up, and I bet this should start. There's a wasp there. I'm trying to stay clear of the wasp that's just hanging out, and a little bit of gas. Go, shoo, down the old carburetor. Boy, that guy does not want to go away. I don't see a nest anywhere. Well, let's crank this up and see if she'll run. Some pumps. Well, maybe I put too much gasoline down there, or not enough. One of the two. Yeah, let's give it a few more pumps here. Try to draw up from the tank. Boy. Yeah, she's not going. I think she needs more something in it. I don't think that gas was any good. All right, I went and got some fresh gas, so we know this gas is good. We'll just toss a little bit in here and throw some down the old carburetor and see if this thing is going to start back up again. I'm pretty sure it would. Chevy V8 engines are probably one of the easiest things to bring back to life, especially with the HEI distributor in them. I mean, it's just a one wire deal, and it just works. So it's gonna start. If it turns over, it's gonna start. Okay, and again, we're just gonna throw a little bit of the good stuff down the carburetor. Everything looks good. The wires are all hooked up. The spark plugs are in there. Whatever. Well, yeah, there you go. You just need some fresh gas, that's all. Come on. Come on. Got to pull that fresh gas out of the gas tank now. Maybe. Okay. She's going to need a little bit more help. The smart thing to do would be to fill up the float bowls with gasoline, but I don't have anything right now small enough to get into that float bowl. So we'll just do it the hard way. Come on. Come on. Come on. Of course, the fuel pump might not work. Didn't think of that one. There she goes. Okay. And the choke keeps going wide open. So that's an issue too. So that might be a small bit of a problem. See, this choke keeps opening up. It shouldn't open up when we're first starting it that much. So this is a vacuum port, and probably got some sort of vacuum issues there. Well, we're gonna have to keep starting it until she warms up and feathering it a little bit, and then she'll probably idle on her own. I am really not liking sitting in this. I already feel like there's ants crawling all over me. There's a lot less ants now, but there's still a lot of ants. Come on. Keep going. Keep going so I can get out of here. Well, what was that? I don't know. There's bugs everywhere. Come on, idle. You gonna idle now? Maybe. Looks like she's gonna idle now. Well, she's running major exhaust header gasket leak. I don't know which one it's coming from, but it is massive. Can't quite feel it, but it's in there somewhere. Okay, let's see if she'll take a little input. There's a miss. Do you hear that? There's a cylinder going in and out. Yipes. That is not sounding good. Let's see if the transmission still works. Yeah, oops. Won't even stay running. Come on. Oh, she doesn't want to move. Oh, she go backwards because it's downhill, but she has no power to pull forward. Yeah, there's definitely a cylinder. It's wanting to come back around. That's coming in, coming out. 7/8, 7/8. It sounds like it's right there where the exhaust leak is. Okay. It doesn't want to rev. And she's dying out. And I think she's starving for fuel too. We got some issues with this guy, girl. Okay, so we know it runs terribly awful. It's just hideous the way it runs. But I'll go down and get some spark plugs and maybe swap those out. That should help. It sounds like it's probably got some fouled plugs in there from fuel issues or what have you. I don't know, but it was smoking a little bit, cutting in and out. It's got that hideous exhaust leak. It looks like there's some wires maybe against the headers. We'll have to check that out, but we need to fix this front end. It just looks absolutely terrible. I have another doghouse for it. It's all the way in the back, and I'll have to drag it up here somehow. And kind of want to swap this out. Hopefully the ants have subsided, but I feel them crawling on me right now. So let's let's get down in the dirt with the ants and see if we can't pull this front end off real quick. Okay, so I have decided I don't want to lay on the ground with all the ants. So this is kind of running, kind of moving, kind of coming in and out. So we're just going to pull the front end into the garage here and maybe pull this front end off. Maybe. Come on. Boy, it's struggling. There we go. Good enough. Okay, so I've been steadily working on taking the bumper bolts off of this thing. Surprisingly, not that hard for a Midwest vehicle. Usually they're pretty solid on there. And I thought I had all the bolts off. Maybe I don't have all the bolts off, or maybe it's just stuck somewhere. It's just stuck somewhere from being wrecked so hard. Well, there doesn't appear to be any frame damage on the end. That was the only thing I was concerned about. Both the frame rails look like they're in good shape. So yeah, we can go ahead and proceed forward. I want to get this doghouse off of here and go back there and get that other one and start getting it snatched on. But I think the doghouse didn't come with a bumper, but I might have another one lying around here. Now these bumper brackets, they're bent. So if I don't have any more bumper brackets, that's going to be a problem. Well, it's getting there slowly but surely. I've been taking bolts off. There's a lot of bolts that hold on the doghouse, especially when you're taking the bumper off too. Oh, I found it. And I'm just going to pop this hood off. It's not really, I guess you do have to take it because this has different hinges. I was getting ready to say that you don't have to take the hood off to take the doghouse off, but yeah, you do. Definitely, these don't bolt right to the fender. It's got one to the fender and one to the cowl. So this is the new style hood, 81 and up, I think, 81. In 1980, it still had, 1980s is a weird year because it still had the curved front end, but it had a square headlight, or at least in, I don't know if it's half the year, because I've seen 80s with round headlights and I've seen 80s with one square headlight. So that's kind of weird, the transition, which is what Chevy did often with their model years. It's kind of like the square body ran from 87 or 73 to 1987, unless you count the 3/4 tons, the C-20s, the C-30s, the Suburbans, the Blazers, which ran till 1991. So if you talk about a square body, it's not just 1973 to 1987. It's actually 73 to 1991. Or is it 92? I think it's 91. Now, if we come on in here, can you see this header bolt? Well, it's not exactly what you call tight, since I can turn it with my fingers. And this one over here is not tight as well. So that would explain our exhaust leak. So hopefully we have not blown the gasket out of there, ruined it by letting the exhaust leak out of there. So I'm going to tighten those down. Let's see if that fixes our exhaust leak before we get to pulling this front end off. It looks like the back two are loose as well. Yep, sure is. The back two is loose. What about the front two? Are they loose as well? Yes, they are. Wow, this whole header is pretty much wanting to fall right on off the side of the engine block here, off the side of the heads. So what about these? Are these tight? This has, that's weird because this has a bigger gasket on it that you can see. I wonder if that even has a header gasket in it at all. I think so. Well, I'm gonna tighten these down, we'll fire it up, and if it's still exhaust leaking, it might not have a header gasket in it. Okay, let's fire this junk back up. Oh yeah, that's way better. That sounds 100% better. It's still not running good though. Okay, well that's one small issue solved. There's a whole bunch of stuff kind of like that. I mean, these wires are all tied up here. It looks like they, oh, it's sparked. I was gonna say, looks like they put them out of the way so they wouldn't, you know, short out on the headers, but they're shorting out on something else down there. So let's disconnect this battery real quick. Yeah, it looks like they're shorting out on actually the engine mount down there. So that's gonna have to be wrapped up. You can wrap that up and, you know, run it towards the front or towards the back or something better than that. Get rid of this zip tie on here. What else? This belt is garbage. Somebody's been in there and put a chrome valve cover, yeah, a chrome timing chain cover on there, and this braided steel line going to the power steering pump for some reason. Huh, that's weird. So that's weird. It's got some kind of performance, not really performance, but upgraded parts on it. Headers, chrome timing chain. Wonder what's underneath the timing chain cover. This braided line for whatever reason. It's like somebody was trying to start to build something, but maybe they had to drive it at the same time. I don't know. I don't know what the history is on this truck, but it seems like it's not getting fuel, and this may be part of the issue. This line is really kinked up, so we might have to do something about that. It goes from metal line to rubber line to metal line to rubber line. So there's that. Maybe we can put in a little bit better. There's supposed to be a metal line that runs all the way from the fuel pump all the way up here. That's kind of kinked, you know, routed properly. We might just put rubber line in, get rid of some of that, because I would like to put I don't know, it'd be nice to have a Holley carburetor on here, change the intake and all that good stuff. So we might do that. But definitely everything needs to be cleaned up. It's a mess. It is awful. So I think that I took all the bolts out, but it seems to be stuck on this side. Is not pulling up. I mean, I pulled everything out and it should lift up like this side. It pulls out over here and it pulls out kinda. Ugh. Boy, this side is just stuck and it doesn't pull up. Even though oh, there's one bolt I forgot over here. This door jamb, the welded part on the inside got broken loose. But I should still be able to pull this side up, even though I took the mount out. I mean, I took the mount out and it should pull up, but it's not for some reason, and I don't know why. So I'm gonna take this magic bar and there it goes. Just pry up. I guess the mount, the core support mount was stuck in there, but I've used this bar on so many different things. It was supposed to go in a Nova race car I was building about 30 years ago. This bar didn't get put in, and there's another one over there. So they have now become the official giant pry bar of Straight Right Garage. All right, it looks like it's going to be the old Sawzall. And trying to hack this bolt out of here. It's broke loose. I tried prying on it. Whoop, there it goes. I tried prying on it to get it tension on it, and no such luck. So, oops, we just have to cut through it. Let's see if that gives us what we need. Oh, there it goes. Oh, she's all sloppy now. There's so much junk going on around here. This hood hinge is bent too. That's not good because that's part of the cowl. Probably have to take that cowl out, get this hood hinge out of here. Might have to find a new hood hinge for it. I don't think that, no, it's not gonna have it. I got a parts truck, but it's older and it has hood hinges bolted to the fender, so that's not gonna work. So maybe we can bend this back into place, but we're just gonna work on getting this front end off of here real quick, which looks like it's gonna be relatively easy. Now I would like to leave this radiator in here for right now. I like to fire it up again. So I unbolted the radiator, moved it back a little bit. I did take the top line off. And is that connected? Oh, it's a little bit connected. Radiator hose right there. So there's probably going to be a few wires that I'm going to have to shake loose a little bit, but this should pretty much pull right off. We're not worried about damaging this one because it is already garbage and it is just coming apart. Ugh. Yeah, there's a hood latch. I got a few little things to take apart, and then we'll get to pulling this right on off onto the ground. You also have to get in here and pull out the turn signal headlight, wiring harness, the little windshield washer, fluid motor, and a couple vacuum lines here and there. The hood cable I pulled out and is not in very good shape. Well, nothing on this truck is in very good shape. And then we might be able to pull on this a little bit. And I don't want to puncture my radiator. I really should take it out, but I'm not going to. I am just going to risk it. Please don't damage the radiator. Come on. Whew. Man, there's so much garbage in here. Well, I forgot the coolant overflow. Oh, and there goes coolant overflowing. That was brilliant. There's a aftermarket alarm system on here that's no longer connected. There she goes. Wow, now she's free. And garbage. Wow, this is garbage. Just check out how garbage this thing is. I mean, it is rust. Nothing but rust. Welcome to the Midwest, ladies and gentlemen. The inner fender wells are complete junk. Huh. But the frame is surprisingly fairly good shape. The cowl, oh, we got a few more ants. Most of the ants left. They took their eggs and went, I don't know where they went, but just as long as they're not here. So we got the header situation figured out. Still gonna need a new belt. We can strap this back on. I had to disconnect some ground wires, so now I don't know if it's gonna start. We can re-ground some stuff, and I want to clean this up. I want to take this to the car wash, spray all of this garbage out of here. Maybe take this cowl panel out, maybe just spray out the interior of the truck. I don't know. Spray down the engine, get all the grease off of it. Yeah, that. I'm just going to connect up the radiator and probably just push it out here or drive it out here and come back and finish this. Maybe not finish it, but do some more stuff tomorrow. It's a movie night, so it's starting to get a little bit late in the afternoon. Look at that radiator. The radiator has some junk running down it. Radiator might not be good now, so I think, did we have another radiator? I have another radiator out of another C-10. It's over there, so I think we're in luck. We're gonna definitely need a new radiator now. So this is starting to snowball. It would have been probably easier, I don't know, cheaper, but just to buy another C-10 and just drive it already running. But let's come back tomorrow. Let's load this up on the trailer. Let's get it to the car wash. Let's get things cleaned up, change some spark plugs, get the other doghouse on, and get it running. So let's go. Well, we're back, and it is, well, it's not the next day. It's several days later, but we are here, and now it's time to get started. I covered this up so it wouldn't get wet, and a good thing it did because it's actually been raining quite a bit, and it looks like it's going to rain some more today. So we need to get this inside the garage, but I want to get it down to the car wash and get it degreased, spray everything down, and even the body a little bit, and get rid of these leaves, get rid of some of this grease, so it makes it easier to work on and it doesn't look as bad. So I'm going to get this loaded up on the trailer and get it down to the car wash before it starts raining today. All right, I'm going to jump in this still filthy thing and see if it'll still start. Almost. Come on. Hope she starts. Come on. Come on. Why aren't you starting? Needing some gas, are you? Let's prime it. Well, I got my little bit of gasoline in my McDonald's cup here. And I'm gonna try to very carefully prime the carburetor bowls and not spill gasoline all over the place and start a fire and end this video early. And well, I spilled gasoline all over the carburetor, and we may be ending this video early if there's a spark, because I don't even think I have any water around here. Yeah, let's dry some of this up so the fire's not as big. Maybe we can save some stuff. All right, let's give that a try. She should start now, hopefully. Oh, it started, but what was that noise? Was that the... Something's rubbing something somewhere. Maybe that radiator hose was rubbing a little bit. Yeah, let's try that again. All right. There we go. Now she's going. Hopefully it'll pull off the tank. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. Yeah, she's running. We should be able to load it up on the truck now. Okay, let's load this up and hopefully I got the ramps at the proper distance. I'm not even gonna get out and check them. I don't think we can do too much damage to this old truck. Oh, oh, well, we hit the wheel well, so I guess we weren't exactly where we should be. I don't know if you saw that or not. Hopefully you didn't. All right, close and enough. All right, we are all strapped down. Let's run this to the car wash and get some of the 50 years of grease and grime off of it. All right, we made it down to the car wash, and we're gonna have to throw a little bit of money at it, about $5, get this thing cleaned up. So I really have to get some water out our shop so we don't have to come down here and load it up every time and spend money getting this thing cleaned up. But until then, this is what we have to do. So let's get started. Well, the truck looks a lot better. I don't, but now it's gone from a total piece of garbage to just junk. I mean, it cleaned up well, but this bed is still just complete junk, and at some point it's gonna have to be replaced. Man, I made a mess. Sorry for the people that own the car wash, unfortunately. Got a little carried away. I didn't realize it was that dirty. But yeah, it's cleaner, it's better, and we can go in and put this doghouse back on without getting it too terribly filthy. All right, let's get this back to the shop, get the doghouse dug out, get it put on, and hopefully we can take this for a spin and see if she's mechanically sound. We have no idea if this is even gonna really run down the street. I drove it once. Oh, it needed some new spark plugs. It was missing out last time, right? We need new spark plugs for this, that we should go ahead and stop and grab some on the way so we can put them in while the doghouse is off, which would make it way, way easier. So I'm gonna grab some plugs on the way back. Yeah, plugs. Well, we got it back to the shop here, and we went and stopped and got the old AC Delco R45 TS, pretty much standard for every single Chevy, you know, in the 70s and the 80s. And yeah, this is going to be way easier to change these spark plugs without the doghouse on it. I mean, number 2 spark plug is right there, and it comes right out just that easy. Even with the headers on this truck, headers always makes things more difficult. And well, our first spark plug, it's not too bad. It's a little bit on the rich side, but the strap looks pretty good. Better a little rich than too lean, I guess. Now I'm gonna pull these plugs out, have a look at them, put some new plugs in, and then we'll fire this back up. These are motor crafts, so putting some AC Delcos in it will definitely make me feel a lot better. Well, got all the spark plugs in. Come to find out that only 2 of them were motor crafts. The other 6 were NGKs, not NKGs, NGKs. So we have some mismatched plugs, and I think the one that was missing out was probably this guy right here. If you can see it, well, it's really fouled, and the electrode is smashed, almost touching the strap is bent, almost touching the electrode there. And there's a bunch of junk in it, so it definitely was not firing very much at all. It's not quite touching, but it was super close. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this battery back in here, and we're gonna start this up again and see what she sounds like. And then I have a plan for the doghouse. The doghouse is about an acre that way, and I really don't feel like loading it on top of the trailer and bringing it back, so I thought if we can get this running good enough to just drive it back there, we can just load the doghouse on to the front end of this truck and bring everything back to the garage and put it in that way. So, okay, this battery doesn't fit in here as good. What am I doing wrong? It did just sit in here. It just does not want to sit in here. Oh, I cut some wires, or I cut some zip ties that were holding some wires together, and apparently that was giving this whole mess strength. So now the battery doesn't want to stay here. So I'll figure that out. We'll get this started up and take it there, get the doghouse put on, bring everything back up here to the garage. Plan. Okay, I managed to relocate the battery to on top of the engine. So as long as I don't stop fast, it should not slam into the fan and then slam into the radiator and then explode and catch on fire. Yep, something's rubbing. It made that noise again. Okay, I guess it's this wiring harness right here. This is the turn signal wiring harness. Here, pile this up so it burns faster. There we go. Try it again. Well, she doesn't want to. It's like the accelerator pump. It just doesn't prime. There it goes. Oh, I shouldn't have to go through all that. Come on. I think the accelerator pump's bad in this, or maybe it'll come around eventually. Well, it sure doesn't want to though, does it? Okay. Gonna have to prime it again. This time I think I'm just gonna drop a little bit into the carburetor to see if it takes off from there. So we'll pretend that's our accelerator pump, squirting gasoline into the carburetor to get it started. What happened? We just put gas in it. It should start, right? What would it do, lose spark? Of course, I did not start it after we sprayed it with water, so maybe we got some water in the distributor cap. But I'm gonna try this first. I'm just gonna fill the bowl back up with gasoline. And, oh, yeah, It wasn't empty, but it wasn't full, both at the same time. Hopefully that does it. If not, we're gonna have to pop that distributor off and maybe dry it out or something. Let's soak up some of that gasoline again. Boy, got a lot of it all over the place. Okay, well, let's give it another try. All right, here we go. Come on. It's not getting any spark. It's got gas, it's not getting spark. Could have jiggled a wire loose too. I mean, we did disconnect the ground wires, so maybe it finally decided that it's not getting enough ground somewhere, but that usually doesn't happen on these older trucks. If it spins, it usually just starts. It doesn't take much to power these. This is the power wire right here. Where is it going? We might have to see if we're getting power. Maybe one of these wires got wet and we're not getting power to the distributor any longer. This is pretty well sealed, and I really didn't drench it that much. I doubt if we got water in the distributor, but it's still a possibility. HEIs usually seal pretty well. I moved around all these wires too. Oh, and I still got I forgot I got a short right here. It just sparked on me again. Oh, it just sparked on me again. Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to ground a main wire with your faces right over the battery. So let's disconnect that. Let's go get at least some electrical tape and get rid of this exposed hot wire. All right, check out this exposed positive wire right here. I mean, it was down further, but it was still flopping around all around everything that's metal. So I don't know why. It looks like they tied another wire in to it that goes towards the alternator. So maybe the charging system was messed up somehow, but we got our electrical tape. Gonna wrap that up, make it a little safer for now. It's not the way that you should do it, but it's the way we're going to do it. I mean, the fix would probably be way easier right now, but I have none of the tools to solder this thing together and put a shrink wrap on it and all that fun stuff, all the legit stuff. So we're gonna stick per norm and just hack it together. But at least it's safer now, for now. I mean, that wiring shouldn't even be coming up past the headers like that. I would prefer it to come up forward closer to the fuel pump and then straight up, and just keep away from the headers altogether. But maybe we can scoot it around a little bit, but it's a mess. It's definitely a mess. All right, we're gonna have to test for power, and I'm gonna use this little test light that barely works. I had to pull it apart just to get it to work a little bit here. So it's working, but I don't want to move it around too much because it's gonna lose continuity or whatever. It's less than Harbor Freight, that's for sure. I'm gonna turn the ignition switch on here, and we will pull out the hot wire from the distributor, which right now should be hot. So do we get, yeah, it's hot. So that is not our problem. We should be getting spark right now. So I guess we're gonna have to pull the distributor. Let me just wiggle this around a little bit. Give it another quick try to see if that connection was just bad. I gotta fix this door latch. Anything? Nope, nothing. Okay, still nothing. Still nothing. All right, well, there was one latch that wasn't holding the distributor down, but I don't think that really had anything to do with it. Is there moisture? Yeah, there is moisture. There's moisture inside of here. That is our problem. We got the distributor wet. Okay, well, I am just gonna dry that out a little bit. Then I'll let it sit here and air out a little bit, and then we'll come back and try it again. So that is our problem. Okay, we are back, and the cap looks good, so it's all nice and dried out now. I guess these are not as watertight as I had hoped, or at least this particular one's not. Maybe it's because that back latch was not latched down, giving us a little bit of a gap in there to get water into. But there it is. It's all back together. Now, let's see if it will start. If I can get back in this door again. There we go. All right, let's do this thing. There we go. It probably was flooded. Putting all that gas down there that I really didn't need. All right, I'm gonna drive this to the back and we will throw the doghouse on it and run it back up here and get it all bolted down. Okay, so I'm driving it back here. It sounds better. It doesn't seem to be missing out now. We got rid of that one bad spark plug, but it's still not great. It's like I'm losing fuel. It's either losing fuel or it's, I can't tell. Either that or it's loading up. Could be one of those two. But I'm gonna get this doghouse put on here, get this thing back up, and then we'll fool around with the engine some more. Come on. I think it's loading up actually. Yeah. That one cylinder might be washed down too. Might need to clear that up a little bit. Give it some revs. It doesn't rev like it should. Seems a little weak, but it is a 305. Yeah, still missing out a little bit. And it's smoking. Might need to let it warm up and burn off some of that junk that's inside the engine from those bad spark plugs not firing. All right, I think I found the problem. You can't see it right now, but it was pouring gas into the carburetor, so we definitely have a stuck float. So we're gonna have to pop, get the old carburetor adjustment tool, pound on it a little bit, see if we can't get that those floats to unstick. So been sitting for a long time, and that happens often, especially on these quadra junks. Okay, here is our doghouse back here in the back 40. Might have to get it flipped around because the truck is facing the opposite direction. There we go. But that should be easy enough. All right. Now let's get this guy loaded up onto the truck and move everything back. And we're going to disconnect our battery for the 13,000th time. Move it out of the way. And this thing is garbage, straight garbage. But I was looking around trying to find square bodies, and they're just so expensive. There's a random wire for absolutely no reason. Why and where did this go? I don't know. We'll put that in there. All right, there we go. Just get this thing a little bit closer. And this is, again, a two-person job. And again, there's no one out here to help me. Sometimes you got to do things by yourself. Me, I have to do things by myself all the time. Let's go. Not the first time I've done this, so I've had some practice. Come on. Yeah. All right. Almost halfway there. Yep. Fun. You just have to get it lined up and kind of close, and then oh yeah, start lifting and wiggling. And squeezing. and then it gets stuck. And then you're in a precarious position, and you don't know what to do. Ugh. Come on. Oh, there's one side. Been a lot easier if I'd taken the radiator out. This side needs to be pulled out a little bit. Whew. Okay, well, it's resting on the tire and part of the radiator, so that's fine. It's so close. Right there. Just need a little more wrestling. Okay, I think the battery went dead like 2 seconds before this slid right into place. So, I haven't seen the footage, but I'm pretty sure it did. This is where it landed, so I still have to get it on there just a little bit better. It's about 2 inches up too far, and I got wiring trapped behind here now. But all that we have to do is get it close. It's not landing in the brackets there either. I really should have taken the radiator out. The radiator is causing so many problems, and I don't even think the radiator is good. But that should be good enough to get us back up to the garage. There we go. That's pretty good. It already looks better. Okay, well, I was just about to grab the hood here, and look what we got here. Little bit of a snake skin, and it's not that old. I'm glad that guy's gone now. Okie doke, let's get this guy back. Yeah, at least it started this time. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot. I should have brought a hammer. Okay, more mishaps. Apparently, the transmission line, or lines, both of them blew off. This one was just rubber, had a rubber end on it. This one broke off, so I'm just gonna loop these guys together just enough to get it back up to the garage, and made a mess of what I just cleaned up. So that's unfortunate, but at least that half is mostly clean. Okay, the lines are looped around, and they will be just fine just to move it back up to the garage, and then we can probably just take that radiator out. I want to replace it. I don't think it's much good anyway, but hopefully we have enough transmission fluid left to make it back up there, which we don't. Oh, there it goes. That went forward. Will we go backwards? Well, now we don't have enough transmission fluid to go backwards. We can go forwards all we want. We can't go backwards. Well, now we gotta go buy transmission fluid. Lovely. Okay, another trip to the local Walmart, which is, you know, about 10 miles away, so it's not that local. And we're going to pour in some transmission fluid into this transmission, which we don't even know if it's 100% good or not. So hopefully I'm not wasting, you know, 20 bucks on some transmission fluid, and then the transmission not be any good. That would be bad. This transmission fluid that came out, it doesn't even smell that good. So it already has me worried. Hopefully this thing is going to shift through all the gears once we get it out on the road. Okay, there's a couple quarts. That's about how much I lost, I would guess, by the oil slick on the ground. Now, let's slap this thing back into gear, get it up to the garage, and get this front end bolted on, and get rid of this stupid radiator. I am over this radiator. All right, I managed to get it up here in front of the pole barn, and where power steering pump was whining. pretty bad. So I just threw a little bit of that automatic transmission fluid into the power steering pump. Then I noticed that, you know, I was struggling getting it up here. It kept dying. I noticed that the choke was almost all the way closed. So the choke is not working as it should for whatever reason. I think it has, yeah, it has a vacuum choke on it. And when it should be open right now, but because it's warmed up, but it's completely closed. So I'm gonna have to stick that screwdriver in there, and that should solve our problems right there. Not a vacuum choke. Well, there's vacuum running to this choke lever, and then there's like a heated little spring, a coil spring that should, when it heats up, activate and you know, do choke things, or however that works. But anyway, it's not working. The combination in between here and here, it just doesn't work. So we're gonna put the screwdriver in there, and that should solve our problem. But if it is not one thing, it is another with this truck. This is about impossible to get even a move up and down the lot here. Oh, that is whiny. It could have some air in it. So we just go full lock one side, full lock to the other side. Oh, there goes my screwdriver. Back and forth that a couple times. Man, that is loud. Anyway, let me grab that screwdriver again, stick it back in that choke because it's already starting to close. There we go. It's running a lot better now. Now let's see if we can move it into the garage here. Oh yeah, that's way better. It was dying and doing all sorts of weird things before. There we go. Yeah. Now she wants to rev up. Much better. Still throwing some smoke though. All right. We don't have a good radiator, so we can't let that run for too long. Don't want it to blow a head gasket. But yeah, definitely better. It's getting there slowly but surely, but man, this truck is a mess. Now I'm having some problems getting the core support mounts over and into the holes. So every time I pick it up and try to move it backwards, the fenders are dropping and hitting on something. So again, I can't be in two places at one time, and I don't have any help. So this is gonna have to be my help here. I'm gonna have to pick this up and then get it slid into place. So I'm gonna have to do two things. This is how you do two things at once. So need to move this forward a little bit and get these fenders, both sides, uncaught from their location and move those forward. Okay, that's almost there. Push this back just a little bit more. Move this up and out just a little bit more. It's hitting something. It just doesn't want to quite slide into place. Ah, so close. This side's hitting something. It is giving me some problems over here. I know what you're thinking. It's like, why don't you just roll down the windows? They're electric and they don't work. That's why. So yeah, that's why I'm not doing that. Let's move you over here a little bit so you can see. We just need to go forward a little bit. Boy, that is just not working great. It's like it's getting hung up on the door, but now the door's in the way a little bit. Just needs to go forward like an inch or backwards. Oh, did it go? That might have been it. Oh, that's real close. Maybe if we drop it down, it'll slide down and forward into place, hopefully. So down a little bit. It's kind of like putting an engine in. You got to wiggle it around a little bit. Oh, one side's in. I think that side just dropped in. That's pretty good. There she goes. Yeah, slid into place now. Ta-da. Just like that, all you need is an engine hoist and to run around the truck 5 or 6 times. And it slides right into place, no problems. This is going to be a problem down the road though. Look at how bent up that. That is bad, but it's not made of very sturdy stuff. I should be able to like roll it back around into place maybe. Oh. Can I take that off? Maybe if I take this panel off, we can look behind there and see if those just come off somehow and just get some new ones. That's so bent up, it's ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna go around the truck here and start putting shims and body bolts back into place, and hopefully it'll line up kind of close. I should have taken this doghouse. It'd been nice to take the doghouse. Maybe I should have put it on, but then I wouldn't have been able to get to the other stuff. I don't know. A 6 in one, half a dozen of the other. We can run it back down to the car wash and clean up the doghouse later. Well, here is where we're sitting. I went ahead and bolted the doghouse down, so that is nice and tight. I pulled the radiator out of the truck. This is it right here. As you can see, it has seen much better days. It's been leaking like crazy. That's the water that was in it. I guess didn't have much coolant in there. I'm surprised it didn't crack the block while it was sitting over the winter. But this is the one from the other truck that I took apart. Where's the, oh, that's the engine. That's the engine out of the other truck we put in the Monte Carlo, which we still haven't finished, and we will. Don't worry about that. Just a bunch of little things to do on that. We'll get that out on the road. But anyway, that radiator is from that truck. So we're using as many parts as we can off of that truck to get other things running. So this is a much better radiator, except now we don't have any good lines to put in. We had to loop our lines here. So we're gonna have to run to the parts store again, get some transmission lines, get those bent up and put in, put this radiator in, put that fan shroud on, and somewhere around here, we'll use this hold down. So that came off the other truck too. This one didn't have one on it. Neither this truck nor this doghouse that we just put on. But let's just get a quick look at the truck overall. So this is it, the way it sits. This is the side that was all smashed in over here. It looks a lot better. We have to fix this door. We still have to clean up this interior. I'm gonna look for a bench seat to put in here because that seat's gone, that dash pad is gone. We're eventually gonna have to put a new bed on here, but it does look a lot better. After I got it cleaned up, I noticed this is painted with a roller. So, or actually not even a roller, it's painted with a brush. A lot of brush strokes, a lot of Bondo, a lot of spray foam insulation. So yeah, this bed is garbage all the way around. We just have to get rid of it. This door, man, I don't know if we should keep it or not. It's not great. I'm thinking about just converting this over to just roll up window doors. It would be so much easier. We don't have to worry about the wiring. After I sprayed down the engine, I noticed this had a new water pump put on it as well. So somebody was in there messing around probably with the timing chain, probably new timing chain cover, new water pump. That fuel pump looks newer as well. That carburetor actually looks newer than what would have been on here stock. And the distributor cap also looks newer, maybe the whole distributor. So somebody at one point was putting money into this, but not into the body, and crashed the truck, sent it to the salvage yard where I bought it. So we have a bumper for this too. I put it back here. So we got the hood. I think this is the bumper for it right here. And well, we have a couple hubcaps we could throw on there as well. Anyway, we are pretty much done for today, and at least we did get it to start up nicely now. Now it just fires right up. And it's revving up real good. So it's coming around. They're still throwing a little bit of smoke out, but hopefully that's going to dissipate as the rings seat back in. I have no idea how long this truck was sitting, and the last time I got it running, we didn't get it running for very long. Oh, the brakes are a little bit weak too, and there's nothing in the front. Nothing in the front reservoir there, so that means the back brakes aren't working. So we might have to look at that. Now we probably have a line. The list just keeps going. Every time we check something off, we find something else that's wrong. I guess that's why a lot of people give up on their projects, but you just have to keep going. Oh, we gotta throw this wiring in all the way around as well. But we are gonna save that for the next episode of Street Rat Garage. Until next time.